All right, number
3 for me, The Matrix. First of all, bullet time was revolutionary. Really, that special effect really gave a new lingo in action films and other sci-fi classics. But that aside, it was so great because you had the world within a world.
Mm-hmm.
There was the surprise. Of course, the action, again, being built into the story. The action's not there just simply, okay, we need an action scene. You have the main character, Neo, having to get to a certain point or having to get this mission accomplished. Mm-hmm. And to get there, they had to get through the antagonist or whatever it was that the obstacle was. And so the film does have the hybrid influences of like anime and sci-fi and philosophy.
Anime?
Yeah, anime? Sure.
Okay, I thought you said it sounded weird when you said it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, comic books. I mean, there's even inspirations there for like certainly in the series of comic books.
Yeah.
That kind of a vibe, but that hybrid just comes together. And if you can take something that has the influences and elevate it, which it does, you have something truly special, and that's The Matrix.
Well, The Matrix and I have history. When I first saw it, I didn't like it. And over time, I've grown to like it. In fact, again, it's right here in the old Blu-ray collection. So now I like it. I'm a fan of it. The sequels suck, and I pretend they don't exist. It's kind of like RoboCop. I pretend the sequels don't exist. So The Matrix 3 the same way. Blah, 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 blah. There's no sequels. It's just The Matrix, and it stops. I'm not as big a fan of it as you, but I like it. Great visuals. Keanu's definitive role.
Sure.
In best performance. So the Wachowskis get an Oscar just for being able to get him to act good. Because he's really terrible. He's really horrible, and they pulled it out. They did, and he's horrible, dude. He really is. But in that movie, he's good. In The Matrix, he's good. I mean, it's but
well, that's why it's his definitive role. So,
yeah.
Right man, the right time.
Yeah, and so great visuals, great concept. Too bad it has those horrible sequels. I didn't like it at first because I didn't buy the whole. I'm watching, like, she starts killing cops, and I'm like, well, she's killing cops.
Yeah.
And, like, I remember, like, we were watching it together, and you're like, oh, God, he's not going to like it now. Like, you immediately knew right then I wasn't going to like it. Because I was like, I have to buy into, like, sometimes movies have a certain psychology or a certain, I don't know.
What's a buy-in premise is what I call
and if you don't buy into it, you're not going to dig it. And I didn't buy into The Matrix at first. And then over time, I was like, I forgave it, and I watched it again. Anyway, over time, I sort of bought into what they were trying to go for. And now I like it, and you're watching it on its level. But yeah, it was a tough pill for me to swallow at first. But anyway, now it's a good, it totally makes sense that it's on your top 10. Number 3 for me, The Searchers. John Ford, John Wayne, The Searchers. Greatest Western of all time. One of my favorite anti-heroes in Ethan. John Wayne's character of Ethan Edwards. Holds up well after being 50 or 60 years old, whatever it is now. I think he came out 56, I think.
It's over 50 years old. It came out in 1956.
In fact, it replayed at a local theater a few years ago. I took the kids to see it, and they even enjoyed it. The obsessive anti-hero is a theme I love. John Wayne's best performance, hands down, not even close.
He's a flawed character.
I love the whole flawed character thing, which is a running theme for me. The obsessiveness and the complexity of the hero. A lot of people write it off as racist. Well, the movie's not racist. Ethan Edwards, you make the argument it is. Of course, he's prejudiced and racist and whatnot. But the thing is like, and I'm not excusing racism at all. I'm not. I mean, it's a bad thing. It's not something to be condoned or proved of or anything else. But you have to understand that this character had seen horrible things committed by the people, so he had ingrained in him certain prejudices. And I think the movie handles it well. Movie, I don't think you can call the movie racist. I don't think. I don't agree with people that say that.
Are there people that say that? Is there a controversy?
Yeah, it's a thing that's a whole thing. Just Google it. You'll see tons of people railing against
Folks, that's called
that's
a
race,
character arc.
Yeah,
A story arc.
and
Because he doesn't end the movie that same guy.
I know Tarantino.
So,
Tarantino, for instance, has come out and said John Ford was a complete racist and he hates his guts, and I'm sure the Searchers was on his shit list of stuff. But I mean, like, well, the Travis Bickle and Taxi Driver has racist qualities. They don't call that a racist movie, you know.
Did John Ford's critics see Sergeant Rutledge? Apparently not.
Anyway, the point of the being is the movie. You have to take movies within their. You have to meet movies on their level, and you have to watch in their context, just like The Matrix.
Yeah.
He's a prejudiced character. He is a bigoted, prejudiced character, so it's going to have those elements in it. Does he have his own reasons for it? Yeah, he has his reason for it. So I agree with him? No, but that's who the character is. I'm kind of tired of defending it on that level because it's a great movie. It's above having to defend all that crap. I'm done defending it. It's a great movie, great visuals, sweeping epic storytelling, the obsessive hero, anti-hero, relentless storytelling, great supporting cast, just epic filmmaking. Hope it never gets remade ever. There was talk about a few years to remake it. I hope it never gets remade ever.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that I dearly love. All right.
Yeah, it's number 7 on my top 10, and I love The Searchers. Yeah, he's a flawed character. He doesn't. The movie doesn't end that way. Like I say, folks, it's a character arc, and that's a good thing in stories. We've gotten so used to films now, where the person you see in the first act is the same person you see in the third act.
Yeah.
And I don't think that can work for some stories, but I don't think we should expect every story to be that way.
Right.
We were talking about There Will Be Blood earlier. Well, he's a certain kind of man at the beginning, and then he's certainly a different kind of man in the third act. And it takes you on a journey. That's interesting. Certainly Lawrence of Arabia goes on a journey. And those are good things. If you embrace storytelling and all kinds of storytelling, you appreciate when a story has a destination and wants to break from the normal, or maybe what the tired formulas of today is. Because you just get tired of seeing the same story over and over.